Hello, I am Bentham and welcome back to Satisfactory Desert Bus, where in the previous episode we were working on bringing some coal down in the general direction of the base, but is going to be making a stop on its way to the base to be turned into steel, and this is where that is going to take place. However, at the end of last episode I realised I'd made a mistake in my plans here. It doesn't ruin everything, it just slightly rearranges what is the important stuff to be doing right now. Which is that I was talking about turning copper and iron into more iron and then using that iron to make steel. And I was basing that off the idea of having certain recipes, which I don't yet have. I mean, I have the recipe for turning iron and copper into iron, but it turns them into iron ingots. And currently, I don't have the recipe that turns iron ingots and coal into steel. I have the one that turns iron ore into coal. Into steel using coal. So I can't make more iron because I'll then be making the wrong kind of iron. I just need to mine the iron that I have here and use that for now to make the steel. So that's all we'll do for now. We'll just set up the actual steel stuff and the copper won't come into play until we can unlock that particular thing. That means that iron ingots are of use to us in making steel. And then we can come back and slightly rearrange things. And I'll try and leave some space for that step of the process so that we can just integrate that in without any problem when the time comes. The first thing to do here is to clear out all the foliage so I can actually see what I'm doing. And then I need to work at exactly where I'm putting the foundations. Oh, let's see if I can clear this rock. First we'll try the chainsaw. If that doesn't work, we can blow it up. Okay, there we go. Once I've cleared out the foliage, I'll put down some foundations and work out where to put all the foundries. In fact, there's something I should probably get started with pretty quick, which is getting a couple of foundries set up just so that we're making some steel, because we need steel to make the foundries. It's a cyclical thing. It's a bit of a problem, really, that you need steel to make steel. It's quite a pain. So we manually crafted some before and got a couple of furnaces set up back home and gathered together enough material to make a couple of foundries on site here, so that we didn't have to go back home to sort out getting the initial bits of steel. We could just get things started out here and basically use the facility to build the rest of the facility. So as soon as I finish clearing this, I'm going to bring the coal over and I'm going to plonk down some foundries kind of out of the way to get on with the initial bits of production. Almost got it all. Oh, there's a tree here. There we go, and I'll call that pretty well done. That's that cleared. Excellent. Okay, we've got to hop over and build ourselves some Mark 1 conveyors for now. I was hoping for Mark 2s, but I did not bring anywhere near enough in the way of reinforced iron plates. I seriously underestimated the amount you would need to build long-distance belts, which was silly of me. Oh, there we go. Getting these things to connect is always a bit of an awkward thing. I'm definitely hoping that's something that they tune up later in development. Just make clicking on things easier, because it's a real pain. And that needs to go to there. That copper deposit over there is now irrelevant, so we'll just ignore that belt for now. I think basically I want to bring the stuff over here, because this is kind of out of the way. Right, we have enough, I believe, to make 2 foundries. Yep, 2. So, we'll have it this way around. It's going to give us more room to work with bringing in the ore. I don't know why I'm trying to line it up perfectly. This is meant to be a temporary thing. I'm going to steal you, because it's slightly quicker. Plonk you here. And get a belt running. Well, we want this to be a Mark II, I believe. I guess it doesn't matter if we've only got a Mark I of coal coming in. It's not going to make any difference. Okay, do that, and then split. Come down. Go back up to there. Then we'll get the coal belt coming this way. Just kind of at ground level for now, whatever. Go into that one, then splitter, and that one. And the belts stay nicely out of each other's way, mostly. Good enough. The coal should be coming along this, I believe. It's taken its time, but it's on its way. Now there's the issue of actually powering this, which is something of a problem. We have some coal, but really not a lot of it. Power consumption of this is 16 megawatts. So, to get them both running, we're going to need 2 biomass burners. I'll go with biomass for now, but literally just tide us over while I bring in some coal power from the main base, I think. So it seems like we are going to have to go back to base. I mean, we need more reinforced iron plates. That's a key thing. So, I don't really have that much of a choice. Some initial bits of a power infrastructure here. And that should be... Yep, this is running. And seeing as I have a bunch of like biomass stuff on me already, then again I think it's in the truck right now. I'll go retrieve it. Is this on its way? God, Mark 1 builds are slow. We'll get here eventually. Just steal all the biological gubbins. That seems to be all of it. We'll also bring the tractor over this way. Now this land is surprisingly bumpy, while still being very flat. Okay. And we'll just throw together some biofuel. Be easy to get enough of the stuff. That'll keep the thing running for a little bit while we run off and get a better power source. And also what we can do while back at base is see what the current situation is with the MAM, stick a hard drive in there, and see if sooner rather than later we can get that particular steel recipe, because that would be awesome. Though I don't know if we're at the tech level for that yet. I'm not really sure. Alright. We've still got an odd amount of biomass, it's really annoying. There you go. There you go. Didn't get it all quite running fully. There's plenty more leaves though. I'll see if I can at least get the 2 things fully fueled. That should do it. We can also do any research we might be able to do, but I think it all requires steel right now. That's why we're out here, because everything, like steel is our current... It's the thing that's stopping us getting anything done at this stage. There we go, and all the biomass used up as well. We got the ratios right. There we go, apparently there's times when these things are nearly at capacity? Did I add these up wrong? Like what? This is 5 megawatts, and these are 16. So that should be... I guess that is a lot. That's 32, 37. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Right, we've got some initial bits of steel. We'll leave them to their business and we'll hop back home, get some science on the go, and gather ourselves a whole bunch of reinforced iron plates. And then we'll... here's the thing, I want to bring power back. That means being on foot. Maybe I should leave the truck. Nope, I'm going to be going on foot to make my way back because I'm going to be belting the steel. So I should actually take the truck back home and then leave it at home, bring the power back, set up the facility, bring the belts back. And I really hope that I don't end up needing to come back for any other reason, because that'll be really annoying having to walk, because I deliberately left the truck behind. Oh, that's fine. We'll find a better route on the way back. And I think this is the clearing right here that has the fuel place. Oh. Nice dodge. There it is. And there's our other truck. Busy transporting coal around. Let's steer very clear of that. I'm watching you. Don't you try and grab anything from me. My stuff. Mine. And we have the steel production here as well, so we can stock up on even more. We might actually struggle a bit with only having our personal inventory. We'll have to see how that goes. Okay, well let's unload as much of the truck stuff as we can then. which might be difficult. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. Let me dump. Oh, and also I should really empty these of their current steel supply so they can keep running in case you want more steel. Dump that in there for now so I can gather this stuff in particular. Alright. And let's see what the current situation is with the MAM. Analysis of Nobelisk is complete. Please choose a new specimen, so on and so forth.
You have shown adequate restraint concerning explosives.
Oh.
I have weighed the danger levels of this planet against your chance of survival. Conclusion, a new milestone is now accessible in Tier 5.
Tier 5. It's gonna be a little bit of time before we get to that. Gonna be honest, we might have to wait just a smidge. Oh well. That can go. This can be deleted. Why did I even have this on me? The slugs can go. The hard drive can go, I guess. No point keeping it on me. Some iron ore that can be deleted. Some copper ore that can be deleted. And you can have the leaves and the petals, and I'll sort it all out later. Okay, I think that's my inventory suitably cleared. Now for the restock. Starting with the truck. Because no point leaving stuff in here. How are we for coal? We won't need much of the stuff, honestly, because we're mining coal on site as it is. We're about to get that coming in at a greater speed if all goes to plan. Okay. Concrete, definitely need some more of that. Probably a fair chunk because we're building a big platform. That's the idea. Might come back to that if I've still got room. Honestly, there's too much of this. I'm going to dump it because there's no room, but I need to get rid of it. Got more than enough cable. Even with the big cables that we're going to be running. Nothing there. Maybe a bit more in the way of iron plates, just to be sure. And then reinforced iron plates. This is the one where we go nuts. As nuts as we can, which isn't much. Yeah, we're really stretching our space. Oh dear. I'm gonna dump those screws, and then I can get one more stack. We go 7 stacks of the stuff. I'm a little worried about concrete. But I think we can make do. I mean, we've got as much concrete as we have iron, and I think you use iron in equal amounts when making foundations actually, so we're not going to get any better than that. Right, let's restock on this as much as we can, which isn't much. These things actually work pretty fast. Huh. Oh, I went to get in the truck. No, don't want to be doing that. It's time to run the power lines. Let's go see what is a good place to connect from. I guess this one out here. It's in quite the scenic spot. I want to pop it up on the other side of this ravine. That'll be cool. That means having to get around to the spot. There we go. There. And then we'll make sure to cross over the path of the truck, because this is the direction we actually want to go in. I'm going to try and keep these like up on ledges and stuff. That seems like a good idea for landmark purposes and being able to connect it to other things. I think this will have to be on the shore. Plonk. Let's see if we can get this one up on this ledge. Oh, there we go. I've got to make sure I'm going the right direction. Well, there's some stone here. And yep, there's the iron, so yeah, it's just basically dead ahead. Oh, wire too long. I pushed it too far. There we go. Oh, I'm hearing some weird animal noises, but I don't recognize them, and that's a good sign. That it's not something that wants to kill me, I feel like. Makes it more likely that it's a whale tick, whatever you want to call it. Damn it, wire's too long. No, I wanted to sit it on a rock. Would have been cool. There. We can sit this one up here at least. I think. Nope, wire too long. There. Fine. And right about here. And then that can connect straight up to this one right here. Barely got into their supply. Good to have some spare. These have presumably been running well in the meantime. I can't pick anything up because we didn't get to any stacks of materials. But what we can do is use what we've made so far to, what we've acquired so far to make some more steel stuff. For now, there's going to be some manual crafting going on with it. We're not really at the stage where we want to set up some automated steel production stuff. So I'm just going to manually sort this all. Annoyingly, I can't make the encased industrial beams because for that I need to make normal beams. I don't have any room. I'm going to dump those 4 wire, I guess, and then we can make the normal beams to make the encased beams. That will work. I think we need like 20. That's enough to make 5. Okay. So we'll definitely make another 16. There we go. And we can make another 4, and that gives us a nice round 10 encased industrial beams. And then I'll probably make like 40 more of these so we can get up to 20. And that puts us in pretty good shape. And gets rid of all this steel that's clogging up our inventory. You know what? I should have crafted into steel beams while I was back at base. That would have made sense because of the proportions. Oh no, I made 41. I've ruined everything. I have to make 60 now. What have I done? There we go. I use up too much concrete doing this now. Now we've got plenty. This will get us up to 25 encased industrial beams. We'll be able to make in total 7 foundries. Probably not quite the total amount that I want. Probably want a few more still. Get up to 150 of these. There we go. I guess probably the number I want to aim for is 8 or 10. I mean, I need to base it on what I can actually provide, thinking about it. That's an important thing. Like, these use 45 per minute. Okay, what are we providing? We're providing 120 per belt. 360. So that's 8, I believe. 8 of these should use 360. Okay, and when I double it, it will become 16. Yeah, that works pretty nicely. Oh, we can't run all of them because I don't have the iron for it. I could put some overclocking in. I just took all my slugs back to base. Still, I could set up so that I can then overclock it, and that'll be perfectly fine. Okay, so if we want 8 of them, we need literally 1 more. So I'll make another 20 steel beams. And that'll give me enough to make another foundry. The rest of the steel I can use later to make more beams, so I can make the Mark II miners, I guess. So that we can be ready for that when we have Mark III belts, which we don't yet, of course. Right, I need a vantage point. I need to be able to see this place from above so I can get a proper idea of the shape of it and how I should build my facilities. Built that right on top of the iron deposit. Whoops. There's the ladder. Found it eventually. What are we dealing with? Okay. So this is the line of it here. We might want to match up with that line. That's the edge. Comes this way. Its corner basically meets this deposit. That makes a pretty decent rectangle, and a rectangle is about what we're looking for. I think it's going to be a fairly squarish one, though, honestly. It's going to jut out quite a way this way. Though that's not a problem, because the ground drops away. There's some trees, we can cut those. It all works out pretty well. I might even do the building from up here, actually. Foundations. I'm thinking oriented about this way. Seems pretty good. It's pretty consistent. Back here, you have it backing onto this line mostly. Comes up to this iron deposit. Now, I'm going to deliberately build it just beyond this iron deposit as a starting point. And then how wide are those? I think they're 1 tile, but I'm really not sure. That's 8. That might be how wide it needs to be. If we want to have, if we want to double it up later, I'll probably just add a second tier. So I think actually I'm going to move the whole thing further over this way. I'm going to keep moving it till the space starts to get a bit short. That gives us room to, like, drive behind. Okay, we're a bit too far away now. Easy, easy. There we go. Got it. My strategy seems to be jump off and then grab the ladder as you fall. It's like the most effective strategy I've found so far. Oh dear. Right, over this way, a fair bit more. And we want to stop about here. So we can actually have it go back a little bit further without an issue. And then forward a fair bit too. An important thing I would like to check. I was going to break one of these foundries for a second. We'll see how that goes. There we go. Okay, this uses 15 per minute, generates 45 per minute. But I think we only need half of that when it comes to recipe. That's the thing, I don't know the alternate recipe off the top of my head. I can't remember exactly how it goes. I think it's that we need half the iron. So one of these, making 45 per minute, would then feed 2 foundries using the special recipe that uses ingots. So I want to bear that in mind when setting things up. I want to leave space so that I can have some belts wiggle about between the 2 layers. Right, switch that back. How much junk do I have on me now? Here. Here. Luckily, because of how quickly these are running, they're running through their supply of coal and iron. So it wasn't going to be completely full. Okay. I guess I'll take what's been made so far. Don't know if I really need it. It's fine. I can always dump it back into stuff later. Right, so we're going to deconstruct a fair chunk of this. Get rid of you as well, because you're on top of the iron deposit. That's no good. I need to see how far this needs to go. It needs to be 9 wide, because we've got to have space for the 8 foundries and then a little bit of room on either side to walk by and to have walls. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and everything beyond here goes. So yeah, there's actually tons of space here. I could actually probably double it up without issue. But I'll probably still do the multi-tier thing if I do decide to increase production. Because verticality is the key to this game. And it's one of the things that makes it fun, is that you have 3 dimensions to work in and very little stuff stopping you from doing that, especially now we have vertical conveyors. It really is a game changer. I'm thinking we need this to be at least 5 deep. Also, yoink. And boop. And then we've got room for belts to work out where they're going, foundries, belts to rearrange themselves, foundries, belts to work themselves out again. That's what I'm thinking. So let's build some. Let's get a couple in place. And then we can also work out how the input belts are going to fit into things. So how's that? Is that dead center? It's actually overhanging the back a little bit. I think you can't do these dead center looking at it. Yeah, you have to either choose overlapping at the front or back. And then literally the same thing here. But overlapping that way. So we've got a reasonable amount of space here, enough room to do some wiggling about and work out what we're doing with ourselves. Did I line that up right? I'm not sure. Might not have. Let's try again with this one. And yeah, I think I didn't line this up. Yep, they actually like smush together. We can compress this more. There we go. And yeah, I'll do a few of these. That's all the materials I have for now. The other 2 are over there. And yeah, these ones I'll deconstruct later because I don't actually need them yet. Just for the sake of making sure it all works. Okay, so literally it would be just a direct belt from here to here, though then there would be some splitter stuff involved. We actually deconstruct every other one. We don't need 4 of these, in fact. Yeah, easy. We need 4 of these. This one would split. One would go straight ahead. One would go this way. And yeah, it'd work out pretty well. Like have it just be these 2 here, and then alternating. The coal comes in. Yeah, I don't see why that would be a problem whatsoever. Just got to get the coal stuff sorted out. How do we want this to work? Stackables in the dead middle? I guess that's the best place. So put them on these points here. Technically you don't need this many of them. But it helps to work out the standard system if they're close by to each other, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Mark 1s for now. Actually, no. I can do Mark 2s. I have the materials for it at this stage. Here's the thing, though. The throughput we need. We're going to have multiple tiers. I guess that's not a problem, though. We just have multiple tiers. That's fine. But I have to bear that in mind when I'm doing this design. Let's set these all up. They use 45 per minute. That's an awkward amount. Because these belts do 120. Later on they do 240. Neither of those numbers work. We need them to be 180s. How to achieve that? Some splitter gubbins would do it. Just have it. It's working out exactly what splitter gubbins. I suppose we'll just operate off the assumption that we have achieved the splitter gubbins and it's all working nicely. So, now one thing I need to do is get some wall conveyors going. I guess 4 of them? I love the red on these walls, especially in this light. Yeah, I'm just going to build a 4-high wall of inputs and it's going to be 118 each, presumably when all's said and done. No, wait, no, it'll be 90, yeah, because this is... Yeah, it'll be 2 belts of 180 and the other 2 will be on the next floor, so we'll delete those for now. There's going to be 2 belts of 180. For now it'll be 120, we'll just have to deal with that. So it's relatively simple then. This one will go up. Oh, no, that's not right. We'll go up. That's fine, there's still room for these to do their thing. And then the other one will be 2 higher. This makes it easier to deal with. It won't interfere with the splitter and stuff. So the first 4 of these will be fed by the first belt, and then the second 4 will be fed by the second belt. Let's delete this and put it here so we can make sure we know where things are. If I can remember it. There we go. Obviously it's in production. I never look at the headers, I just click around like I feel like it's in this area. You know this already. I've said this a million times. You know how terrible I am when it comes to clicking in menus. Oh, it's this one we want this to connect up to. Ugh. Okay. We'll see how this goes. It works! I'll take it. Oh dear. And then... Wait, have I got this right? That's coming out, and that's connecting to that and that. Yeah, that's connecting to... Okay, yeah, here's where I'm going. I was a bit wrong. So, splitter, and then another splitter right here. Oh, that's going to be a nightmare for upgrading later. Turning them into Mark III belts, which they will need to be. I'm going to have to just rebuild them when that happens. Oh well, I've made this bed. At the end here, it can actually just turn. There. And then the next one does its thing. So... that comes in here, connects up there. Across here. There. We'll have it lower by the first step here. Finish lowering here. Go the rest of the way. And work out exactly how that all goes. And then, yeah, we'll have a splitter. Oh. Here. Might struggle. And then here and here. And then straight after this, turn, go into the machine. There we go. That's a system. Bit of a mess. I mean, what I could do is have the stuff come around and come into the other side, and then it'll be less fiddly. That is a backup plan if this doesn't work so well. So, that gives us some options. Right, for now, these are just going to go, and we'll just have the iron ore coming in. So... I mean, I guess we'll just have some conveyor poles here to line the stuff up before it goes towards the inputs. And it'll all be changed later. This is temporary, I'm declaring it now. And I mean it, we are going to change this out when we get the right recipe, but that could take a long time depending on how the research stuff goes. There, and then what? I thought I got all the leaves, but I guess there were some smaller shrubs that I didn't quite get. There was another one that I just put a foundry on top of because I couldn't be bothered. Right, this needs to change course. Needs to go to here, and we also need to upgrade all the belts. So we'll take a quick trip over this way. Upgrading as we go. And I think that's all of it. Easy. Can ride the thing back to our little outpost. Yep, it's all running a little bit quicker now. Very good. And presumably feeding into all the foundries. Except they don't have any power, so they're not accepting anything yet. We'll sort that in but a moment. Get these all hooked up. Work out where the other poles are going, because it is important. So, centrally, every other foundation. There. And then we'll stick one just on the ground over there for now. We'll sort out the specifics later of holes in walls and how things work. And you can be a connection for that. Now we just need the iron. So break you. We'll decommission those momentarily. You can run out this way. And just doing this messily because it really doesn't matter yet. Oh, forget my buttons. There we go. I could have just used the number keys. I have these on my number keys. Oh well. I was busy being a derp. There. There. And one in the middle. This should all work nicely. Oh, no. I want to build from the splitter, please. Not. It really locks you to things, even when they're not in shot. I feel like there should be a rule about if it's not visible, it can't be locked to. There we go. You got to stand on top of the splitter to be able to actually connect from it when it's so close to other things. That's the way to do it. There we go. Very neat for a temporary system, I'll be honest, except for this bit here, which is probably messy, of course. And that is some steel production. Not a ton. Only 120 is going into each one. In fact, is it even that? Yeah, it is. It's 120. This could deal with 180. So not quite there, but pretty close. And this produces 30 per minute of steel ingots. So it will produce one belt, one normal Mark II belt coming out. Whatever else is happening. So I think I'll go for just a million splitters, not splitters, mergers. A million mergers facing this way. Oh, and here's the thing, we gotta actually line them up with the outputs, and the outputs aren't central, which means the guidelines aren't correct. The way to do it is line the bounding boxes up, because they line up, so when they're like that, you know you've got it in the right position. So we've got to do that the whole way. Is that it? I suppose so. Okay. I have some Mark 1s connecting between. We'll try and save on using Mark 2s except when we need to, because there is a big build project involving those to be done over that way, actually getting the other bits of coal connected up. Mark 2s for these, because in total it'll be 120 per minute. And then what I'll probably do is just carry it straight on that way and wait, like, have it ready for being a Mark III belt system while not actually being able to support all the machines running. I realise I can't place these unless I have the not the foundations placed, the foundries placed. I won't have a clue what I'm doing. There. There. Oh, and we don't have enough. Oh yeah, I need to actually deconstruct the other two over here. Alright. Everything around here is being destroyed. It has served its purpose now and funded the creation of a proper steel production facility. All this can go. Though it's leaving junk on the ground. I'm making quite the mess. It's all the ore though, so I can just dump this. I'll even dump some of the coal. And then hopefully I can actually pick this stuff up. In particular, this. Yep. And also, missed a bit. Oh, come on, really? Oh, because of the ore. Okay, yeah, fine. None of you. None of you. That's all fine. Alright, let's build the remaining foundries here. 1, 2, and then the remaining mergers. So, wait, no, that's a splitter again. I always default to using splitters. Oh dear. Yeah, that's right. There we go. Remaining belts connecting. Mark ones all along here. If it'll let me actually connect them to the right bit. It is a bit of a mess. And then Mark 2's running between. And then we'll connect up the power to all of these. Oh, I don't know if I connect to the right thing there. There we go, that should be all of these connected and capable of running if they're actually supplied. Some of them aren't, of course. We can do something about that. So let's first of all check if this works, because this is the key thing. Ah, it doesn't, okay. We might be able to, in this small confined space, I don't know if this will actually help, but we may be able to use a conveyor lift. Nope. And we can't from the other side, because theoretically there will be a smelter, a foundry here. Actually, will there be a foundry here? No, there won't. This will be an open space. There'll be a gap between them. We can totally put the conveyor lift here. Oh, crap. Okay. Right. There's another way of doing this. We can. We'll start by eating food, because why not? I can have this do this, and the belt can go straight for this section and then slope down, because it doesn't need to slope down early, because nothing happens in this section. Then we put the splitter here. We might even be able to connect it directly now, because it doesn't have to do a shimmy as well as go down. Nope, that's still too steep. I wonder now if we can do the conveyor lift like this. Literally right there. Connect. Oh, connect. Yeah, it totally works. Nice. Keeping it compact, don't even have to worry about dodging around other smelteries. There and there. And finally, there. Now we just need to sort some iron stuff out, which I guess we can use the other deposit for. We can get this all hooked up. It won't actually make much of a difference. At the end of the day, our limit is 120 per minute, because that's the speed our belts can go. I mean, I could always have it be 2 belts so that that's not a limit, but I feel like it's maybe not worth it. I'm gonna make the miner for this. There we go. Miner Mark 1. Yeah, really I should start making miner Mark 2s though. That's what I'll do. At the start of the next episode, we'll go through the miners, we'll turn them all into Mark 2s, we'll go finish connecting up that other stuff. Most of it won't come into play yet, but we might as well have it ready. And then we'll get all this steel we've made and get it shipped back to base. We're not that far, so I think I'm just going to do it by belt. As cool as trucks are, we've done it once, so let's do something different this time, I guess. And then we will have ourselves a steel supply that we can use to start getting on with main bus stuff again and getting a ton of research done once again. But that is all we have time for today, so I shall say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.